Hey everybody, it's Bust, continuing our playthrough of the Path of Champions. Today, we're going to be doing battle in the 2.5-star quest, the Machine Herald. We'll be taking our 2-star Kayn up against the 2.5-star Viktor. And so to take a quick peek at our Kayn, he is up to star power level 2. If you're not familiar with the star powers, he gets +1 starting mana. Then the big one to me is the first time an ally kills an enemy and survives, you create a random Darken equipment in your hand. That equipment then costs 2 less. Then his other ability, Reap Essence, when an allied unit kills another unit, give that ally +1/+1 and heal it for 2. So Arcane is up to champion level 7, so not too far along in terms of progression. And for his relic, I like to use the Lost Chapter. This refills your spell mana whenever he's summoned. And then with just the way Kayn works, right? He levels up, he recalls, calls 0, you get to play him again. You get a lot of really quick usage out of the Lost Chapter, and you do get that nice mana boost when he comes down as a 0-cost champion. And so, that is our Kayn. I'm ready for battle. I hope you are too. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Load it on up. Bound to be cool. Bound to be awesome. Feeling good about it. What up, Viktor? Alright, here we go. So let's see. Nice collection of spells here. Allies have +1 attack. Always, this is like kind of like the best of the worst. I prefer to have abilities that give you a little bit more build around action, but there's never something wrong with Reunited, right? Giving your allies +1 attack is always just good, just fine. The one that I do really want, and we have a lot of opportunity to build around, is Sorcery. Round start, refill your spell mana. We can come up with all kinds of combos to use with this one. Kayn's deck has a lot of equipment themes in it. You can play your equipment with your spell mana, so we should be able to punch these down quickly. Otherwise, he does have some high-powered spells in his kit here, between the Furious Wielder providing a strike, and then the Kayn flip itself in Shadow Step being another free attack type strike. And so I feel like just within Kayn's kit, we can find something to do with sorcery, and then as we build our deck along the way, we can probably find something else cool to do with it. And so, up against the Plaza Guardian at round start, the foe reduces the cost of their Plaza Guardians everywhere by 1. Just play spells, bro. That's the easy way to cheapen up your Plaza Guardians. You don't need some power to do it. You just do it on your own. Okay, gotta find some cheaper stuff. See if we can't get these Saga Seekers. Load them up with an equipment on the first turn. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good. Well, if not a Saga Seeker, then we can do it with Startled Stomper. Nah, we're gonna run out of stuff to do. This is perennially the problem with the Kayn decks, right? You have 2 copies of Kayn, 2 copies of the Defector, 2 copies of Noxan Defector, just lots of expensive dudes in the early game, and you can run into problems in terms of getting a good mana curve. And so hopefully we can build up a little bit stronger here. I'll just go ahead and take the 3 damage. I don't think we're at risk of dying. And now we can start to pop off with our free equipment that we get from the kill. Boop. All right, well, none of this panned out as well as I hoped it would. We can still at least win this combat with our Defector, give it the +2 health and the tough to survive against an Impractical Perfectionist, but the rest of the turn is kind of lost. Oh, no, it's not. We heal. I forgot we get to heal. Never mind, I take it back. Things are looking real good. Oh, you want to emote? I'll bring it. I'll put a little salt on that. Alright, we should be out of here pretty quick. Gonna add the scout unit. We'll just go ahead and drop the Furious Wielder this turn. Then we should be good to win on an open attack next turn. No Plaza Guardians to be seen. Thought the game was going to crash there. But Opponent's going to have to deal with 2 units. They should have a bit of trouble doing that. And we got it. GG. Can't take us down that easy. Okay, so not a really strong set of units. None of these synergize with anything that we're doing. I do love me a Catalyst, but I don't think this is the place for it. We're probably just not going to have any spells or skills that deal damage. So let's give that a reroll. More Darkened Lodestone's always good. I'm happy enough to stack cards that are already in our deck, especially if we find our way to, say, like an item encounter and we get to put more items onto the Darkened Lodestone. Quite powerful, and so helps that it's good. It's good early, it's good late. Happy enough to add it in. In with the next ones, these are all fine. Riven is always good. This is just a strong early game aggressive set of cards. Adding in the fragments works with our fated units. Picking up the overwhelms is quite strong, and no one else is actually that good here. And so I feel like Riven can be kind of boring. It's pretty straightforward and easy, but I think we'll be okay here. So lots of options for the next things. We got Adaptron 3000. I think this lets you acquire Adapt. It lets you acquire turrets or buy tech cards. Okay, not super interested in that. And so as far as these other ones go, gold chests don't want. Champion items are good, and regular items also good. Kayn does have a bit of downside, right? He is a 5-cost champion. I'm not excited about stacking Kayns into our deck, but we are fairly well suited to just cut out some late game and then just stack in Kayns. And so maybe we will go for the champion item chest, see if we can't find something strong there. All right, so the Profiteer round start, Foe creates a lucky find. And then this is up against the Viktor run, and so Viktor gives units +1/+1 for their keywords. So if he starts to add Challenger, it's going to give the unit a big pile of stats. All right, but we're going to be off to the races quick here. We're going to have double Saga Seeker and start dropping Lodestones. I'm pretty happy with this. Do we want to go ahead and burn through the Roiling Sands? See how big this Rockhopper gets. 4/2. Okay. I'm all right with that. It says, no, I will not trade for your fated unit. All right. I don't want to take the damage this early, but we just have to give up a unit. Fine. You know what? Fine, dude. Still got our vulnerable friend hanging out in the back. I'm scared for you, bro. We could look to hang on to an equipment and just start cycling it onto the Saga Seeker next turn to activate the Fated. And I'm not going to sit around and do that. I think we'll be okay without those kinds of shenanigans. All right, big attack rolling through now. What did we get? The Bloodletters. Well, we're gonna be short of. We're gonna be short of bringing in the Zolani, but this is okay. Again, this is one of these spots. Maybe we should have, say, like put the 0-cost Bloodletters onto the Saga Seeker to get the Fated, and then put the other equipment over onto the Defector. You know, why not? This is kind of why, right? Because he's going to come in and start killing our dudes. Maybe we'll put a little more effort into it in the upcoming battles. Oh man, he's killing all our stuff. Gonna need you to get some vengeance here, Kayn. tempting to replace the Darkened Scythe. Our Darkened Lodestones have quick attack attached to them, and so you can get these quick attack challenges with Kayn. He doesn't get to grow, but he does get to like win a combat against a Profiteer. But for the moment, let's just get our scout unit involved in combat here. Opponent seems pretty interested and happy in just losing their units. It's a pretty solid strategy. I recommend it. Alright, so our Kayn is not going to be a particularly safe attack. It's just going to be a 6 health unit. Just going to die to everything. We'll leave him at home.
I'll show the hunters.
Are we threatening lethal, though? Maybe we could have gotten out of this if we did our supports a little bit better. If we could have gotten the Defector up to 7 attack, then we probably could have gotten out of the game this turn, but opponent's giving up all their units to our quick attack, so I think we'll be okay anyways. Alright, well this attack's going to be good enough. Come at him for 27. Get boomed, Profiteer. Alright, GG.
A display of true power.
So what do we got? Anything interesting? Not really. I mean, weapon hilts are okay. It gives us another reforge to generate the ribbon swords with. We have, well, I guess we have a ton of mana, right? We do have the ability thing. That's going to be fine. What are we getting here? Not a particularly strong set of items for Kayn. I guess we can go with Overwhelm, but it's like once he flips, he gets Overwhelmed anyways. Tough is kind of interesting, but if he's not winning the combat, it's not that great anyways. Let's reroll these. -1 cost is a lot better. Okay. I'm on board. On to the patched Poro bot. So, grant a random keyword to the first unit the foe summons each round. Alright, we can handle that. Let's see, we got a unit, tons of equipment. We just need something a little bit cheaper. I think we can let the first turn slide by us and not be too upset about it. These wounded white frames are extremely powerful. Bringing in that Poro bot though. Oh damn! Got that 4/5 regenerating elusive on the first turn. That's pretty good, my dude. It's like we're just gonna get. Oh my god, he hit elusive again. Okay. Well, I guess we're about to take some damage. There's not a lot we can do about that. At least we should be able to have pretty powerful combats on the next turn. And drop in Kayn. We can give him 1 boost with the dragon. We have lots of combat tricks in hand. I think he'll be okay. Alright, so he'll be up to 5 attack now. No reason to pass out the Overwhelm. Let's get our combats in. So, we got a nice quick attack challenge onto this 5/4 elusive. Kayn's going to be a 5/6. He'll take down the other elusive. Shouldn't need to play our momentous choice. Alright, all went well. We'll wait on the Darkened Ballista. No need to throw it down right now. Again, you can't get into those cycles of targeting our faded units. I mean, we can do it once if you just want to see how it feels, you know. Just put the tip in every once in a while or something. But I think it'll be okay without those kind of shenanigans. Right. So we say play the halberd onto the white flame. That brings the lodestone back into our hand. Now we can take the lodestone, play it onto the white flame. This is why I knew that picking the sorcery was going to be quite powerful. is you can just sit around and cycle all of these equipment. Right now that we've picked up another lodestone, we could put it, say, onto the white flame, bring the lodestone back to hand, get lots of big combats this way. We would say, bring the faded over here. I don't want to lose quick attack off of our dragons, so I won't put the halberd onto the white flame. We could bring it down into the blade squire, but it's just going to trade. So I think we're safe to just stop where we're at with the high value plays coming out. Now we get to make a 9 attack dragon, which is in turn going to work nicely with the defector. No reason to boost Kayn, he's just going to shrink. Now we get a hook here, hook here. It's got to take the good ones off the board. Yeah, that looks like a good combat for us, right? Our units don't die, Kayn comes back to hand, his units do die. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay.
I will not yield.
All right, Kayn, let's get you on board. At least if the opponent plans on attacking now, we can gain a couple of health off of his strike ability. That's where our heal's going to come from.
I will die when I am ready.
Uh-oh. Dropping mushroom clouds. I don't think we need to squeeze any butt cheeks on this one. We're not gonna we're not gonna be losing out on this. It's dropping him though. We might lose a point of health or two. One. He got us. Alright, we'll boost Kayn this time. Try and just get it over with the overwhelms. I don't know if we're going to be close enough. I mean, we can bring in a 1 health unit here, a 1 health unit here, the highest health unit way down to the unit without overwhelm, and he's still going to have 3 blocks. All right, trying to end it, trying to get us onto the next one. Can we just play? I've never actually tried this before where you have a completely full board, but then you try and play a darken, whatever these called, the unit half of the equipment. Interesting. Wonder how that goes. The first time playing this guy, the Naga Nika of Zareta. I had high hopes for him in Constructed. It just hasn't really panned out. Feels like it should be a pretty good Constructed card, but the likes of Pirates doesn't really need the Darken Halberd in it or whatever. Darken Halberd's the one that kills your units. Yeah. Whatever the Noxus one's called. We just played it. Alright, you dead, bro. I guess we could have blocked with Kayn there. Picked up a couple points of health, but I ain't scared. This isn't the place for being scared. Time and a place for everything. This isn't it. Alright. Okay, so anything interesting here? Ruined Reckoner should be quite fantastic, adding those Midnight Raids to our hand. Already having Quick Attack is pretty good in itself. So, welcome to the squad. On to the Practical Perfectionist. So, we can either create 3 copies of a card we already have. We can learn to create the counterfeit copies, which I'm not particularly interested in. I could see some of these being useful. Like, I feel like we have enough darkened lodestones. Like, if we add more because we put an item on it, I think that's okay. I don't want Night Ranger defectors, so we would have to be wanting to copy Weapon Hilt, which I don't feel like we need. I feel like it's a card that if we draw like one copy of in any game, we'll be okay with it, but then don't need any more. Let's take a reroll. The Wounded White Flames are our kind of bread and butter unit. I think that's the one that we're going to take copies of. All right. On to the healer. I'm going to cut a card. We are coming up on what is arguably the toughest boss battle in the game. The mid-game Azir, as to where the foe sand soldiers everywhere have +2 attack. There is, argument that we should perhaps heal. Typically, if you beat Azir, the remainder of the adventure is exceptionally easy. But I think that we're probably more likely to lose if we have a hand that just can't put units down on the first turn of the game, opposed to hands to where we have an extra 7 health. And so we did pick up a 2-drop. We got that 4-drop cut out of our deck. We should be off to the races now. All right, we're equipped and ready. Get lots of blocks in now that we can protect our units with these momentous choices. I think we're good. Whoa, opponent's doing the no unit plan. Here's the Doomkeeper. Okay. Let's see, we should be safe enough. I feel like once we roll into the next turn and get to drop Kayn onto the board, we'll be in pretty good shape. Assuming opponent has a unit that we're capable of killing. We can hook in something with Kayn. As it stands, we can hook in on Azir. All right. I think we're safe now. We'll see. I'm not sure if the AI is really excited to play Azir next turn. If they drop him on the board and we get the kill, the game should just be done. He's not bringing it? That's kind of lame, dude. Coming in for 19. Yeah, can we lethal? We've only got 4 more in hand. I did the mathematics. That's only up to 23. Okay. But we can get a big, overwhelming free attack next turn. And so we might be able to get something out and about. Do we ever need to worry about Arcane recalling? Right, so we come out and block some of this stuff with Kayn, and then he recalls back to hand, and we don't get to block with him. Huh. Interesting. I don't feel like we're going to have to worry about that, but it's what's about to happen right now. So he's coming back to hand. Well, we can just replay him for free before opponent can attack again. Okay. I think we're safe. But there is some potential there for bad news. And as it stands, we can currently take a hit from the Sand Soldiers. Okay. So we need to not die. These blocks aren't going to be good enough. We have the equip strike in hand, and so we can look to just physically block Azir and then strike something else, right? So we can block down here. Now we can have Kayn strike a Sand Soldier, and then we'll get the 2 health gain off of that as well. So here it looks like we'd break even in stats. I'm curious now if we can still get a kill immediately with the thing. Well, we shouldn't need to. We'll still get to we'll get to attack next turn. Rip Riven. Rip Elephant Thing. And into the next round. So we get to bring one of these, right? We're coming in for 8 overwhelm into 6 health. Should be enough to do it. Alright, Azir, you've been bested. GG, bro. Nice effort. Enjoy the sun disk. Go take a little vacation. Take a lookaroo at that thing. Okay, so, oh boy. When I'm summoned, double my power and health. Beautiful. Enjoy the Black Cleaver, Kayn. Alright, on to the second half of the battles. So let's see. The Craftsman's Favor is fantastically strong here, right? We have all of the Fated units, we have all of the weapons, and we have a ton of spell mana that we don't really have the means to spend. And so that's the one I'm looking for. There's no denying that Slow But Steady is extremely powerful, but we don't have the tools built for this. I don't think we even have a slow spell in our deck. I guess we have, what's this, Ruined Reckoner thing is slow, and then the Kayn Flip is slow. In the Shadow Step, I don't feel like these even work as slow spells. So let's just pick up the time and dedication, get the forges going in our hand, and move on. Now, do we want a shortcut to Viktor? Right, we can go to the Hex Core Foundry. You hit the power, and then you go right to Viktor and get to skip the rest of the thing. And I think our deck is probably good enough. Which one is this? This is, you just have to get stuff down fast. The foe summons the Foundry. Their cards cost 1 less. Then we just have to... I think we can manage. So let's jump in. All right. They just tend to get really wide on the board really fast. They play a bunch of 1-cost cards, and they draw a bunch of cards every turn. It's like, I feel like as soon as we can get a White Flame or something on the board will be good. Saga Seeker was a lifesaver here. Was real worried about what happened if we didn't draw a unit here.
No one knows these streets like me.
Look at this. We got all the ways to spend the mana now.
You're gonna need a map.
Get in there. You gonna block? It'd be sweet if you did. Nope. I guess we gotta take some elusive damage.
Won't find better this side of the sun. Come out from your shadows, demon.
I don't want to take this damage from the Scavenger. I'm gonna be fairly aggressive here and taking it down. So I'm just adding the Saga Seeker. We can put the time and dedication on it so that it gets to grow a little bit. It can now trade with the Cask Salesman. At the end of the day, I really want to be able to take down the Scavenger. And now that I remember what our powers actually do, we can put the Startled Stomper here, and then Furious Wielder here. And we should get the kill on both of his units and have the fully healed Stomper, right? So it's going to strike and kill the Scavenger. It's going to get +1/+1 and then go up to 7/6, and then the 7/6 will be big enough to kill the Dredger. The Dredger will then die and will heal again. Right? Do we only heal 2? Either way, we're not taking damage here and shutting down this combat. It's very nice. All right, now we can get the Challenger Dragon happening. Oh, I guess now we can get Kayn happening. Okay, so our attacks are just good enough now, right? We can take Kayn, hook in the biggest one here. We should flip these around, though. We can get in an extra point of overwhelm damage if we hit with the elephant. You can have it all, dude. You can have it all. No one gives you the respect you deserve, Startled Stomper, but we know you're the true hero of the day. All right. Darkened Halberd, not a great ad. I'm not intending on killing any of our units on the board. I could never do that to one of my own units.
When will I find peace?
Oh, we got a cat wanting to hang out. Let's see. Come on, bud.
See you soon, friendos.
So let's see. My intent now is just to get a big Riven Sword going for the turn, which we can do. So we'll make sure we get a Faded on our Saga Seeker. The idea here is I want to get a Riven Sword next turn. We'll get one fragment from Riven. We'll get one fragment from the Rune Weaver. We need to make sure the Blade Squire dies. If we do it in combat, that's great. If we don't, then we have the Darkened Halberd to sacrifice off the Blade Squire. Well, that's the AI for you. That's the AI for you. It's going all in on our worst unit. I feel it. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Here we go. I knew there'd be a kitty to show up. Here he is. He says, "What up, internet? I'm glad I could be a part. I'm glad I could be a part of your video today." All right, take the Overwhelm Kayn. This game's done. We used to run into this problem playing Path of or playing Lab of Legends when you had to deal with this battle. It would be kind of a bummer in that you knew that you were going to win, but you were going to take a bit of chunk damage in the process. And so here, we can get Riven going. We have a overwhelming advantage on the board, but we're still going to have to come out and finish this game off. So let's make another Overwhelm. Give something +2 attack. Sure. Let's give something quick attack. Why not the dragon? Now we're going to pick up the Riven Sword. Put it on Riven. May have been able to min-max this a little bit better, but we should be pretty close here. Now, the Rune Weaver's never dealing damage this turn, so let's put a Darkened Halberd. Kill the ally, equip Riven. See where this gets us. Oh boy, a shady character? That's good. That's annoying, but fine. Says 46, and he's got 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. So that should be a lethal. Okay. We got him, bud. Got him, kitty cat. Lethal onto the Hex Core Foundry. Alright, let's battle Viktor. Okay, so anything cool here? Not particularly. Entrancing Lure I don't feel like we really need, but it does cycle. I mean, I guess I could see an argument for picking up the Night Ranger. I just don't want any more expensive cards in our deck, and the Entrancing Lure does give us a Challenger. We don't need it. Let's just pick up the Night Ranger. Most of our units already have Challenger anyways. Here, created cards cost 1 less is fantastic, though. Reducing the cost on all of our Reforged fragments. And on to Viktor. The foe's units have 1/1 for each of their keywords. I think we're ready. I think we're good. I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good. Get in here and blow them up. Again, we'll hang on to the white flame. Look for something a little bit cheaper. Like to have an early play. Man, our forges and our reforges are all free. So many forges. Alright, you fought with effort, young squire, but your battles are done for the day. I think it is actual real decision here on this turn in terms of what to try and take down. I think the armed gearhead is the thing I'm least scared of. That tough assembly bot can actually get out of hand to where I don't think the gearhead ever does. We can just block him and eventually take him down in combat, but there is a realistic situation to where that assembly bot grows too big. Now on this board, I mean, I'm looking at this. We should be able to play the Naga Nika of Zareta for 5, right? It says it costs -3, so we should be able to play it next turn. I'm not entirely certain if that's how it works, but that's my game plan. Let's find out. Ooh. We can do stuff with Kayn as well. We'll give up on the Shadow Step. I got excited to get the Naga Nika on board. This should be the stage where we just annihilate Viktor, but we'll see. We'll see if that's what comes to fruition. So we kill all of his units, and none of our units die? That's not that bad, right? That's not that bad. Nice effort, friend. See how much more challenging this is than the Azir battle? Oh my gosh. Azir is a joke compared to this. All right, so how are we gonna do this? I mean, sure, let's go with Kayn. He is the namesake of our deck, right? Again, this is some of the neato stuff I kind of have envisioned when we're using Kayn. It doesn't nearly show itself as much once we picked up the sorcery ability. But we got, 3 mana from Kayn on the previous turn. We cast some stuff. We're about to play Kayn again. He's going to give us another 3 mana. And then we could look to cast some more spells off of it. If you don't have all of the mana every turn, then sure. But this is a pretty strong sequence for our champion here. You challenge something? You supposed to, do we get a pick? Oh, we just didn't pick an enemy. Okay, whatever. Alright, well, whatever. Whatever you say, game. We don't have any overwhelms, do we? Alright, game says that's lethal. Trying to take our lethal away from us? No. I don't think so. Alright, he doesn't have the mana to do anything with Flash of Brilliance, and that should bring us victory. Victory against Viktor. I think we did it. And that's the game. GG. And so, not a bad set of battles. Not a bad set of battles. We didn't get any, big synergies put together, but I think we kind of covered on a lot of what you see in these in these Kayn games as to where You want to kind of get rid of your expensive stuff and then focus in on the cheap plays. Your units are always good enough because you have so many equipment. The places where you start to hurt are when you have these really mid-gamey heavy draws. So it's like, oh shit, I didn't draw anything cheap. Let's take a mulligan. And then you pick up a hand and it's a Kayn and a momentous strike and a ranger defector and whatever. And you can't play anything until the third turn. And so I really like to just cut out the expensive cards and then put the cheap ones in. Otherwise, you're typically fine in terms of mana curve, since the equipments carry you so far. The other thing is I do really like to pay attention to those equipment, and so that's why we're using the thing, whatever it's called, the Lost Chapter, just to generate that spell mana and allow the equipment to really flow through the deck. And so, not a bad run. I had fun with it. I hope you had fun with it too, because that is going to do it for us today. Hope everyone enjoyed the video, maybe learned a thing or two along the way, and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.